you're like me and you approach fitness from the perspective of wanting to be at your best physical capabilities as an individual, you're seeking skills, you realize that skills are broken down into attributes of power, mobility, strength, flexibility, cardio, balance, all those things. And you'll also see that it can be quite overwhelming how you time manage all of that. How do I fit power in? How much time do I allocate to flexibility? This workout does not answer the entire puzzle that is time management for being the most well-rounded individual physically, or seeking that. I ramble. But the workout today is a perspective on how to tackle that problem. And it is through choosing functional skills. Functional. It's choosing skills that address multiple attributes: mobility, strength, compression, are three that today's workout will address. And by choosing a skill, today's is the pike press to handstand, it narrows our focus, which is a good thing. It doesn't let the workout or when we program get too chaotic, because we're trying to fit all different attributes into our week's workouts. We choose a skill, we break it down, we know what we're training towards, and we train towards it. And as we do that, we are hit. So for the pike press to handstand, for example, it's an umbrella for mobility, strength, compression, balance. It hits all of those, but you're not thinking of it like that. You're just thinking of the one skill. So I'm breaking down the pike press to handstand today. And this is kind of today's workout is from the perspective of not being able to do it and doing skills that will build up towards it. And I want it to, you can either pick and choose exercises from today, or you can follow it along. I've put the whole workout in the description down below. These toe taps, the taps at the heel are the deepest tap. And it's basically just a primer for the hamstrings. It's flexibility, but they're working. So it evolves into mobility. And it's just kind of getting them ready for the compression ahead. The seated leg lifts, they're kind of the first introduction to specific compression related movement. You want the abs to be engaged and the quads and the hips to be engaged, kind of forcing you to fold in half. That hold at the end is kind of just your last chance to really squeeze everything together. The handstand is just a basic introduction for your body. Kind of like, the whole thing is like a warm-up, but it's not, because everything is a skill, but each thing is kind of starting to stack on to what you did before that. So the handstand is just that whole body tension, and we need that. We need our body to be ready for the movements ahead, and the handstand's a great way to do that. You don't want your first handstand to be when you're doing the pike press negatives, for example. Jefferson curl, as you saw as I went into it, biggest thing I've learned is I used to just bend over like a good morning, but now I turn my chin in and go vertebrae by vertebrae down. I'm working with 15 kilos. Weight's not really important. You just kind of want something that gives you a bit of pull, but this isn't like bodybuilding where we're trying to hypertrophy the hamstrings. It's to put weight or force the hamstrings to be active, but to stretch them. And that pays dividends when we're working that pike press to handstand. The tuck planche is similar to the handstand. It's just a bit more specific now in what muscles it's targeting. It's the biceps, the shoulders. And if any of these you look at and think these are not on my skill level, so I can't handstand, can't do tuck planche, that's then the skill that you'd focus on. So I'm maybe just at a higher level than you in terms of ability and skill, but you can break that down by going, oh, okay, so tuck planche is what I need to learn. Break that skill down and base your workout around that. And then once you achieve that skill,
you can then choose something else, a la the pike press to handstand. Tuck planche negative again, it went handstand for full body activation. Then we did the tuck planche, which put the focus a bit more specifically on the biceps. And then we did the tuck planche negative, which is a dynamic movement with that specific demand on the biceps. Pike press negative is the closest we can get to the pike press to handstand. We're just reversing the movement to feel the compression, to work the muscles. And then the tucked press planche to handstand is that specific strength in the press. The only thing that will change when we actually get pike press to handstand is that we're piking while we're pressing up instead of being tucked. Subscribe if you got something out of it. Give it a like. See you for the next one.